Hi, this is JJ Gat. Welcome back to my channel. Stay tuned for 10 new things on Pinterest with JJ Gat. Welcome back, girl. Let's get to it. So if you did not watch my last episode in this bi-weekly series of what's new on Pinterest, I want to invite you to go ahead and look at that after this video. I'm going to put a link to it below in the description box and perhaps in a card. And this is what the thumbnail looks like. And go check that out afterwards. However, I'm going to do you a solid. And we're going to start with 4 things from that series that you might have missed. And so what's exciting about these 4 things is that recently Pinterest held its Creator Festival. And during the Creator Festival, they announced 4 of the things that I told you about 2 weeks ago before the Creator Festival. That's why you need to subscribe to this channel. But what I'm going to do for you, if you watch to the end of this, is I'm going to tell you about 3 resources that help you create better idea pins, that help you create better pins, and to prepare you for the holiday shopping network so you are Pinterest ready to make money and to monetize off of this holiday traffic. So that's going to be at the end. So you need to stay tuned to the end in order to know what 3 tools I'm going to be giving you. Do that for me. Anyway, the first thing that I'm going to share with you is that if you're familiar with Pinterest, you probably know that you can look at Pinterest. It's the general interface. It's changing. They have a new browse feature, which I call the theater mode in my video. But essentially, that's similar to if you're familiar with Instagram Reels or TikTok or even YouTube Shorts. Essentially allows you to watch idea pins, Pinterest idea pins, still, and like you can just keep scrolling and scrolling in its own separate theater. It's black all around, and they have its own features just for idea pins in that theater in that browse watch mode. So that's something new. The second thing you may notice that they announced is that they have a new search. When you do a search, you might be familiar with it saying, here's the shop, here is the actual search results. And then a new thing is profiles. So this tells you that there are certain keywords that's in your industry. If you have not already put that in your bio, if that's not really prevalent in your board descriptions already, go ahead and do that, because what's going to happen for you when people search, you may show up in the search result under profiles, telling people that this profile is all about your search query. So get on that. So that's the second thing that they announced at the Creator Festival that I mentioned in my last video. A third thing is takes. So this is another great way for you to get in front of a new audience. With takes, after you do your idea pins, you have the option to toggle this button. I'm not sure if that's available to everyone. There'll become, if you don't have it already, an option to toggle this button. And when you toggle that button, essentially that allows your audience to give their take on one of your idea pins. Now, how is that helpful? They partner with people like J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, and Meagan Thee Stallion. And Jennifer Lopez, for example, invited Pinterest idea pin users to give their take on the Halloween costume. And about 100 or so pinners decided, yeah, we're going to do that, because what happens is J-Lo's popular. She has something like 4 or 5 million followers or subscribers or whatever. So that's a great audience. And so in order to get in front of their audience, they're going to do their take. So that's how you use the takes strategically if you're growing and you're trying to get an audience and grow and get a presence and get people to recognize your brand. So takes is new. So that's the recap. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? And then the final thing that I mentioned, I'm not quite sure if they talked about this yet, because that might be something they're still testing, is being able to share your idea pins in Facebook stories and in Instagram stories. I have that feature, and I have a lot of features. They give it to me early. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood. But I showed you in that last video how you can actually share an idea pin straight to Facebook stories or straight to Instagram stories, which essentially just gives you more elevation of your stories, get more attention, just broaden it. I think for Pinterest, it's a great way, because they're trying to brand themselves outside the app, and they're used to seeing idea pins featured with the TikTok logo or now the Instagram logo and perhaps even Shorts logo. So they want a brand identity for themselves. And so that's new, is the Instagram stories share. So those are 4 things that I mentioned in this last video. So now we're going to talk about things that are brand new to Pinterest. That's exciting. As exciting as today I published this, I found out something new. So I can actually give you 10 things, even though those first 4 were the other things. So the next thing is that what was announced during the Creative Festival is a new called Creative Rewards. It's being rolled out to various different accounts. Essentially, if you are a creator on Pinterest, they're enticing you to create idea pins by joining their Creator Rewards program. If you get invited to this, what's happening is there are going to be different prompts throughout the season, bi-weekly prompts with a deadline, inviting you. For example, Christmas season is coming up. They may say, give us your take on, I don't know, outdoor spaces. And so if you take up the offer and they tell you there's the bonus money that you're going to get for it, create the idea pin and you submit it. If you meet their criteria, you get a lot of engagement on that pin. Guess what? You get paid. So that is brand new, and that was just announced during the Creative Festival. So that's really exciting. So that is number 5, if we were keeping count. Number 6, I took notes here, is, what does it say? Oh, this isn't necessarily a big deal, and this might have been around for a while, and I'm not sure if this is available to everyone, but an idea pins mobile, when you create an idea pins in mobile, remember if you're not done or something happens or you had to close out the app and the idea pin wasn't complete, when you go back in the app and you hit the plus sign, it automatically brings up the interface that shows you the idea pins that are in draft mode. Now you're not going to see it there anymore. You're going to see it in the bottom right corner. There's going to be a box for just drafts. So don't panic if you're like, oh my God, where's my idea pins? That's where it is. Go to the bottom right corner. There's your draft. So I hope I saved you some anxiety by knowing that. So that is number 6. Number 7 is, oh, that was number 6. Number 7 is Try On. So that's something they announced. Essentially, it's an AI tool. You might have seen this in various different beauty apps. And then I believe Instagram and maybe Facebook had this, where essentially the filters. So if you like a certain shade of lipstick, this is really for women. Your shade of lipstick, eyeshadow, eye pencil, and you wanted to test it out. So commerce brands to do makeup and beauty can actually install an ability for in their pin for users to try on that color, to try on that shade, to try on that shape to see if it looks great on them, and then maybe make a purchase. So that's another way Pinterest is engaging e-commerce brands on the apps with the new Try On, which is new. Didn't announce that, but that's new. So that is number 7. I'm going to keep track. So it's 5, 6, 7. Number 8 is now you can actually, I complained about this in a video a long time ago, sometime last year, no, it was this year actually, how for creators like myself, who's an influencer, who's used to Pinterest being a number 1 driver of traffic, when Pinterest decided to be a shopping surface sometime last year or so, what happened was they were adding these shoppable dots to products in our pins, to items in our pins, and underneath it, not only would they have the shoppable dots, which allow people to shop on platform, I think they also had below the pin itself, you would have more like this. And so you had the opportunity to shop more products like your pin. The problem with that is that if you actually created that beautiful pin and designed it and put all your blood, sweat, and tears into it to entice the user to say, oh, wow, this is great, I want to buy this, and you put your effort and energy in that pin, they're then allowing a third party who didn't put the same effort to essentially steal your customer, steal all of that sweat equity that you put into that pin by putting those dots there, by adding the more like this column. So essentially you drove them there, you got them to stop the scroll, and they're sending that all that great work that you did off to others, your competitors possibly. So now you have the option to actually toggle a button. I'm not quite sure if that's available for everyone. I have that. That may be something they're testing. So I have to be careful about saying you have this, you have that, because again, I get some features that other people don't get. And I know they roll them out on country by country basis, on account by account basis. And if people, I don't want you to go look for there and say it's not there and then call me a liar. Somebody called one of my videos a deep fake recently because it's not available. I think it was related to this actual feature. So that's number 8, being able to toggle off the more like this button, which is not, if it's not available now, it's coming soon. And if you haven't heard it announced, you know you heard it here first. Anyway, that is number 8. Number 9 is, I'm going to check my notes. I'm always like, don't have my notes. It's sitting over there. Let me go get it. Hold on. And I'm back. So number 9 is, oh, this is something that was just announced today, actually. You might have seen Pinterest do this live sort of creator connect sort of event twice. They did it during Black History Month and they did it before that, where essentially they got creators and they did these live sort of interactive things. When it reminded me, the experience was kind of like a home shopping network sort of experience meets, like a live, like an IG live sort of situation. Essentially had people live, they did like split screen, and a lot of times it was a DIY project or a cooking project. So they're actually testing out Pinterest TV, which essentially is live. The first one's going to have Christian Siriano, who's a designer, famous winner of Project Runway. And since then, as he's like now really well known and popular and successful designer, and some other folks, and they're going to do Pinterest Live TV. But part of it is kind of testing to see if you can make it like a sort of entertainment experience, but also make it shoppable. So sort of like an HSN sort of situation, I think. But we'll see how that works out if that's successful. But that's new. That was just announced today as of the recording of this video anyway. So that is number 9. Number 10 is now that Pinterest is now allowing Amazon. So this is something that was actually announced either during the Creative Festival or shortly after, that Amazon affiliate links now are actually okay in Pinterest. People have been able to put them, but however, Pinterest discouraged them. And so we didn't know if Pinterest deprioritized them or suppressed them because they weren't necessarily official and approved by Pinterest. But since then, they've approved Amazon links. We know a lot of people use Amazon links. It's one of the affiliate programs that's kind of the lowest barrier to entry, I believe, to joining the Amazon program. So now if you join Amazon, if you're a part of the Amazon affiliate program, Amazon creators, Amazon influencer, or Amazon, whatever they're called, you can now add your Amazon link. So that's the 10th thing. The last thing, which is not really necessarily a feature, but I just thought I noticed that and pointed out. You might have noticed it because Pinterest is now encouraging the creators to come from behind the screen and people to actually fall in love with the creators on Pinterest who are making these wonderful ideas. Another aspect of that, if you go to the comments section, people now can say whether or not someone else's comment in your pin is helpful or not. So I have some few pins and like 4 people made a comment. People made comments. Another folks said, hey, this is a great helpful pin. I think of things like that in like YouTube. You can like someone else. You can thumb up someone else's comment. On Amazon, you can like people's comments. And then another one is like on Yelp and things like that. Someone leaves a great review on Yelp or these various different review apps. You can appreciate the fact that they left a nice review that helped you in your purchasing decision or decision of where to eat by leaving a thumb up or saying, I like this. This was very helpful for me. So that's new. That's 11th. It's not necessarily new. All right, now as a promise, so below you're going to see 3 tools that are actually available on Pinterest's business page, but you may have missed it. The first thing is Pinterest best practices, because you may not know what your pin should look like, especially if you're new to the platform. The second thing is going to be a PDF of the Pinterest Idea Pins best practice. Study this. Know this. I'm going to talk about this in the forthcoming video about what's going on, why your idea pins is not good and not working. That's a video coming soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to put a link to Pinterest's own best practices for idea pins. And then finally, you're going to have a link below to the Pinterest holiday guide. So this is kind of telling you why Pinterest is a great source, why it eclipses other search platforms in terms of for buying audience who's making the purchasing decision and getting ready to shop for the holiday season. So those are 3 resources I'm going to pin down for you just in case you missed it. So there you have it, 11 new things plus 3 resources on Pinterest. And yeah, that's what I have for you today. However, the learning continues. Again, like I mentioned, I'm not sure I'm going to put it here or here after this video. Go ahead and watch my previous what's new on Pinterest in case you missed them. So yeah, that's it. And if you haven't subscribed, again, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell because you want to keep up. You can join the J Squad. There's plenty of space for you, like loads and loads of space. And we love you guys here. And we just, yeah, welcome back to the J Squad. Okay, that's all I have for you right now. In the meantime, see you later for my next video. And if you're a YouTuber, my next video is going to have to do with YouTube growth strategies. For you, girl, I got you. Take care. Hit cue my outro music. Boom, boom, boom.